Holly Slaughter, and welcome to Literocity. We're here at the world-renowned Poynter Institute, where teachers from around the district have come together for some state-of-the-art professional development. We're studying skills and strategies of effective teachers in the ELA classroom.
Well, come on over, baby, whole lot of shake going on.
This is the fourth year of the Poynter Language Arts Institute and our partnership with the nationally acclaimed writing expert, Roy Peter Clark. Roy is an author, a senior scholar, and vice president of the nationally recognized journalism think tank, Poynter Institute for Media Studies.
There is a language, there's a special language which we can learn, which can help us in our reading, in our writing, and in all of our learning.
We kind of sketched out this idea that if you are a highly literate person in America or in any culture, you have the ability to read critically, to write purposefully, and you have also the third ability to talk about how meaning is created in reading and writing.
Revision, understand that there are problems in a story that need to be solved.
So when we think about teachers and how talk is important in the language arts classroom, what can teachers do to incorporate talk and make sure that talk is sort of front and center in their classroom?
The most important strategy that I know of is when the teacher asks a student an open-ended question. But the ability, if I act and if I'm authentic in my curiosity about what the student knows, how the student writes, how the student works, how the student sees the world, how the student lives, if I treat the student as an expert in something, it lowers their inhibitions and it opens up their capacity to share themselves through language.
So after these 3 days are over, what do we want the teachers to walk away with as they carry these strategies into their classrooms?
We want them to have more confidence in their ability to speak in their own voice about reading and writing, and take that confidence with them into the classroom so that they can encourage more creative and more powerful forms of talk.
And so the value of oral communication is so...
National media expert Al Tompkins also talks to the teachers. He is the Poynter Institute's senior faculty for broadcasting and online journalism. He has taught thousands of journalists, journalism students, and educators in newsrooms around the world. His teaching is focused around building connections between the writer and the audience.
One of the things that I think teachers can use in their classrooms is the concept that advertisers, movie makers, even lyricists, songwriters have learned over the years, and that is that it's not enough just to be clever and it's not enough just to have great effects, but you have to connect with the listener or reader or viewer. You have to connect with them. And that connection is actually something called neural coupling. It's a brain connection. It's a chemical and electronic brain connection. And it turns out that it actually happens when you tell me something or show me something that I already know something about. So it means something to me. I can smell it, I can feel it, I can taste it, I internalize it. That's like, oh, that reminds me of my grandmother. That reminds me of that day in the rain when I was soaking wet and freezing. I know what that feels like when that character is in that situation.
I want to give you some tools that I use with broadcasters.
The more we can understand why some stories, some songs resonate with us is because we connect with it. We actually connect with it. With a brain connection. Writers have to do that as well. And teachers have to do that as well. So using commercials to do that, the most effective commercials are not the ones that say, hey, here's a refrigerator and it costs $599, come get one. No, this will change your life. This will solve your problem. This will make you look like a hero. There's not so much mystery about writing as we might think. Stories generally have a shape. And the shape generally is this: once upon a time, suddenly, fortunately, as it turns out. Every Disney film just about uses that story shape, right? So we know that story shape, and we shouldn't struggle so much to tell that story.
Tompkins also talks about the classic story structure and how teachers can use it with students every day.
And so the character either is in a really good place, goes to a terrible place, goes to a better place, or, as in the case of Cinderella, they were in a terrible place, went to a pretty good place, she met the prince, right? Then she goes to a worse place, and then finally to a better place, see? So once we realize that it's the journey, the story is about a journey, it's not about a series of facts. Once we realize that, now we know how to tell the story. Most of the time the story's in us. What's not in us is the frame to tell the story. And all we have to do is learn that shape and frame, boom, we know where everything goes.
Afterwards, I spoke to some teachers about their experience. So, Katie, I know that this is your second year here at the Institute, so how would you compare your experience this year to your experience in the past?
So I'm really grateful that I can come twice in a row, and I hope to continue to do so. Last year the focus was really on the art of X-ray reading, and we did a lot of work looking at authors and their craft and how they write. And this year we're really looking at conferring with students and how talk is important when it comes to reading and writing. And so the connection is there.
That's exactly what I was looking for some summer professional development. The opportunities that Poynter provides for teachers in Pinellas and Hillsborough County, just wonderful. It's just the type of inspiration that we need, and we get ready to go in there because it's the focus on the love of writing, the joy of writing, the craft of writing, and not the test of writing.
When we come back, our teachers learn from another national expert to learn better ways to engage students and promote academic success. Literocity returns in a moment.